Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know right now I apologize. Guys. I know at this moment you cannot see me. And I know, again, that's a Debbie Downer at this moment. So, unfortunately, this show today will not be with any camera. You guys will hear my voice, and I will be able to walk you guys through absolutely everything ready to go. You might say, hey, why? You got a bad haircut, Deck? Is that what's going on? Got a bad haircut? You been eating too many Christmas cookies? You got a big zit on your forehead? Maybe. That might be the reason why. Or the other reason might be, again, because we had a dog, and again, someone threw a Frisbee over at a Christmas party and smashed my camera. $4,000 down the drain right there. So you know what? I apologize. But at this moment here, traders, I will go through everything, step by step, inch by inch, making sure you guys know exactly what to be using on this day, know exactly what to be trading on this day, making sure every single person is absolutely set for this day. Because we only have, if you guys think about it right now, we have today, we have tomorrow, and then it's Christmas Eve. You essentially have 2 days to make some money. Well, you might say, well, the stock market's open on Christmas Eve. Yes, it is. But at the same time, will you be trading on Christmas Eve, or at least understand from the general public that they're probably not going to be trading on Christmas Eve? The general public wakes up and spends time with their family. The general public usually is not saying, hey, let me get a few more trades in. Sorry, tell the kids to wait a little bit. Daddy's trying to trade. That usually doesn't happen, too often. So the thing is, you have today to trade, you have tomorrow to trade. Then again, most people are taking off Christmas Eve, take off on Christmas. And then it's just a random Friday where you are in between a weekend and Christmas where there's just not going to be as much volume as well. Then the following week, coming up in 7 days from now, you have Monday, you have Tuesday. But then you have to think about it. You have New Year's Eve. People are going to be traveling all around. You have New Year's the following day. The stock market is closed. And then you're stuck between New Year's and a weekend on that Friday, which makes trading very low. So I do want to make sure every single trader just kind of understands these sessions, is that today and tomorrow are going to be normal. But after tomorrow, you guys do need to understand that you are going to essentially have off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then the following week, it's the same exact thing. You have your Monday trading session, Tuesday normal trading session. But then you do have Wednesday, which is a half day in the stock market. But again, not many people are going to be here because it's Christmas or New Year's Eve. And then so you essentially have off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So please note, if you want to go crazy, if you want to trade big, if you want to make as much money as possible over this next 2 weeks, you most likely are going to want to do it today and tomorrow, or again next Monday and Tuesday. If you start saying, oh, I'm going to try to do it, in the future on this day or this day or this day, that's where there's going to be issues when you're trying to force a trade during a half day on a holiday, which is probably one of the biggest holidays in the entire year. Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's. So you guys definitely have to be careful trading this week and just your overall sense of trading. All right. So let's talk about right now what we have. Let's talk about what we're seeing. Let's talk about what are the stocks that you guys should be focusing on right now at this moment. So if you guys are, again, focused and saying to yourself, all right, hey, what are the plays that are going to make me the most amount of money? What are going to be the plays that are going to make me the best amount of cash? Well, we do have AZI right now. AZI is the clear-cut winner with a 73% gain, $2 million in float. Now, why does AZI sound so familiar? Well, AZI, this was a stock that was a previous top gainer. So this play has gone from around $1.30, pushed on up today towards around that 480-ish mark, and we might be able to see it push up a little bit higher. There is no news on today. There's no news right now at this moment for today. What we have here, if you guys want to take a look, is AZI previous top gainer moving to $5. AZI is a previous top gainer, which is currently hitting new highs. Over the past week, AZI was an on and off top gainer, as we have seen an overall move from the price of $135 to now $480. This exceptionally strong move was due to an increase of press releases over the past 7 days. So there is no news today. Let's understand that. There is no news today, but there was news on December 15th, December 16th, 17th, 17th, and 19th. So with all of this news, it's why we have been seeing an influx of buying over on AZI. Now, there hasn't been anything amazing over on AZI. We're talking about, some new launches. We're talking about signing an approximate $980 million memorial for intent of sales. Doesn't mean, again, we are getting that money, but we intend to get that money. Subscribe to $100 million token cap limited shares at $30 per share. AZI receives a letter to invest $300 million. So it's almost like a lot of upcoming things. We have intent to do that. We have a letter to get an investment. We have this in the future, but nothing actually 100% confirmed. The word intent it sounds better than what it is. We intend to receive $30 million. We intend to sell part of our shares in business for X amount of money. Guys, I have intent. I have intent to go to the gym after the live stream today. That's what I intend to do. But guess what? If all of a sudden my wife starts making a couple more Christmas cookies and I start drinking too many cups of whole milk, I'm probably going to lay on my butt all day. But you guys can understand the example. The example is just because you intend to do something does not make it a fact. But it still brings in some excitement. So there are some press releases. None of the press releases are incredible, but what I will say is AZI has still been a stock that is moving itself on up, and it is still the number one top gainer on the day, and it's still the play that as of right now, most traders are going to be focusing on going into, again, Christmas. And as of right now, at the time of 7:40 in the morning, traders are going to be saying to themselves, okay, hey, what do we want to see? Well, the number one thing we want to see is, can we get above and stay above that blue line? That blue line is at the price of $469. If we can get above $469 and stay above $469, that is going to be a very strong, nice resistance line or a nice support line for us. Right now, it's holding up as resistance. We need to get above that 50-day moving average. And if we can get above that 50-day moving average, that's where there's going to be a lot more hype and a lot more excitement into the stock market. Okay? So, right here, traders, what do we have? CMCT. CMCT, number 2 play. I, again, am not the biggest fan of CMCT right now. It just seems like there's so much resistance coming on up. And what do I mean by that? Well, number one, you do have, of course, some old spiking highs right around 475. Number two, you guys do have, again, $5 strong resistance. Old spiking high, $5 resistance. So you have 475, $5 resistance, and then on top of that, you do have 50-day moving average at 550, or again, the 200-day moving average at 680. Now, I don't think anyone would be upset if it ran up to 680, but you just have a lot of trouble to get there. You spike up to 470, you're going to have resistance. You spike up to $5, you're going to have resistance. You spike up to 550, you're going to have resistance. There's just a good chance that CMCT is not going to get the strength that it needs, especially on a day like today, where we aren't going to have as much hype, as much volume to begin with. Let's already go into this day understanding where we're at. We have to understand that right now, it is Christmas time. It is Christmas week. Let's think about it in the opposite side. Imagine this here, traders. Imagine if you were a company on the stock market. If I was a company, or if I was the CEO of a company on the stock market, and I had a press release ready to go. Hey, we have positive phase 3 trials. To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't release it yet. I probably would not tell the public that we have positive phase 3 trials accomplished just yet. And the reason why is because I would rather release that press release probably the first week of January. Start off my company where there's new hype, where there's new excitement, where there's new everything, right? The first week of January of 2026, starting off with a 50, 100, 200% explosion on my stock. That might be a little bit better than releasing that press release at the end of the year here with essentially only 2 days to trade this week, 2 days to trade next week. If I had a partnership with, let's say, NVIDIA or something like that, I might want to wait until the start of 2026, which is in 2 weeks, rather than release it during the next 2 weeks with all the holiday season. So those are, again, things that you might want to understand, that we might have a little bit of lack of news. And as we know, news equals breakouts. Breakouts equals spikes. If we want to find spikes, we have to find news. And again, if we want to be able to get on top of this, we just need to understand that market conditions, it might be a little tricky over the next few days here. So we know every single press release that comes out right here, we are aware of it. Press releases are going to give credibility towards a play, which makes investors want to buy them. As people see them, they go on very big spikes and rips and runs. Once you learn the math equation, stock trading becomes pretty simple. Now, what do I mean by that? Is you shouldn't be running around every day with your head cut off. You should understand, hey, stocks come out with news every 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. If I, again, stare at Fox Runner, stare at the news scanner at 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm going to see the newest developments in the stock market. If I see the newest developments in the stock market, that means you can be in first. Or if the stock goes on a very big spike, you could short it back on down. Or if you like that press release a lot and the stock goes on a very big spike and starts falling back on down, you can get a dip buy. But everyone always asks, how do you become the best stock trader? How do you buy stocks first? How do you find plays early? You have to be able to understand, why do people buy stocks? Well, they come out with a press release. Well, again, okay, so let me actually become a king of studying press releases, finding them, knowing what time, what makes them rip and run, what brings in the buying volume. So as we know, if we just need that, again, a little bit of quick help right here, all it comes on down at this moment is, number one, we know what time these press releases come out, every 30 minutes in the stock market. That's absolutely fantastic. That's absolutely amazing. That makes our life very simple. Number two, what are we always looking for? Well, we do know, again, the stocks with the lowest floats tend to go on some of the biggest spikes and rips and runs. So again, what I have it filtered towards is 0 to 30 million in float. When I have 0 and 30 million in float, I'm not getting a whole bunch of fluff I don't need. I'm going to be getting stocks that are in between 0 and 30 million that have the best chance of spiking, ripping, and running. And then on top of that, of course, we study the hot keyword list. These are words that usually tend to lead to very big breakouts. When you have positive top line results on phase 3 studies, where we have our treatment that demonstrates positive outcomes, where we have an agreement with another large company, when we have a partnership with a very large company, when, let's say, our drug trials have successfully reached, again, this whatever, when we have increased our a money flow or revenue, where we were awarded a contract that significantly helped our company. These are, again, 3-star words that bring in hype and momentum, which is, again, also the keywords that I like. I like putting 3-star words, 4-star words, and I also like putting words in red that I don't like as well, so I know not to touch them. So, for instance, you can see VELO spiked 20% this morning because it does have the word secures. What was it securing? It was securing a $32 million contract. So basically, we have secures and contract right here, bringing in a lot of hype and momentum. We also did have TNMG. TNMG talks about successful what? Successful partnership. So that could bring in some hype. But, if you're like, oh, I really like when I see the word contract, go ahead and add that as a keyword so it always gets highlighted. Type in the word contract, put a voice alert on it. Just, change it to whatever you want right here. Contract, let's make it a certain color. Let's put it in this nice little lime green right here. And now, again, VELO, whenever I watch VELO right here. Now, there you go. Right now it's highlighted. So now we will never miss another contract press release again. Hey, I want to find contracts. I like big money contracts. Those lead to big spikes. Okay, put in the word contract. Now, again, you have the keyword. Whenever it comes out with it, you'll be all set. Also, make sure you guys always click the voiceover alert. It'll always read that word to you so you don't miss it. Okay? So, again, all we need to do is focus on, again, the best press releases with hot keywords. The next press release wave is going to be coming up in about 14 minutes from now. But until then, let's get ourselves, again, all set, ready to rock and roll. Now, little heads on up. If you guys saying, hey, I can't see you. I know, the camera's off today. So right now at this moment, traders, I apologize. But again, the camera is off at this moment for Stock Twits. So I apologize about that. But again, there will be no camera on today's show. So it is just me and my voice. That means, again, you can close your eyes. If it helps, I can maybe, again, bring up a little image of, let's go right here. Let's do this. We can always think about things and make things a little bit more simple and easy. I'll bring up an image that you guys can pretend it's me. Here we go. So I will put this in the bottom right-hand corner, and that is the speaker today. Okay? So that just helps. It makes things very simple and very easy, especially if someone new jumps on and they're like, oh, man, that's Dek in the bottom right-hand corner. That guy's pretty fucking good looking, if you ask me. That guy's fucking jacked. Woo! All right, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right, let's not have that there the whole time. That was a bad idea. Okay, that was a bad idea. But let's go through this whole entire day. Let's start from bottom to top to figure out what are going to be some things that we want to focus on this day. What are going to be some things that we want to be looking at on this day? Let's go ahead and focus from 0 to 100, start to finish on what we need. So starting on off here, guys, we do have, all you guys got to do is click these analyst alerts right here. So go to analyst alerts, scroll on down, and let's see what we have. Top growth stocks to own in 2026. So what are some top growth stocks that maybe you guys should look at? Now, you should be familiar with some of these. But again, these are some plays that definitely have some massive potential. Now, some of these also, just a little heads on up, have been some insane movers of 2026, and which is why, again, so many people like them. You know, NBIS. NBIS has to do with data centers. Now, again, NBIS was one of the best plays of, by far, one of the best stocks of 2025. I mean, throughout 2025, you guys could see this play has essentially gone all the way from $26, ripped and ran up to $139. This has to do with data centers, has to do with storing that energy, AI. You know, we know, again, there's been that energy bottleneck. NBIS has been a pretty insane play. We know IREN, that's been another insane play as well. IREN back in April was at the price of $4, shot all the way up to $76, right? We know Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab, guys, has been absolutely exploding. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but today they came out with a brand new contract, or yesterday they came out with a brand new contract, and Rocket Lab has bounced from $40 all the way back up to $73. Now, these are also things I want you guys to be aware of. When you guys take a look at some of these plays, look at daily chart, weekly charts, monthly charts. Take a look at some of these plays and understand that these are not small micro cap plays. Yes, they are not blue chips, but they are going to have credibility. Credibility on where there could be great dip buy opportunities. Credibility on where there could be great bounce plays. Credibility as in when you take a look at the daily chart, the weekly chart, the monthly chart, use the 200-day moving average, use the 50-day moving average. And you could see if Rocket Lab comes on down to the 200-day moving average as it did again, back in November, that is an amazing dip buy. Just like it was amazing dip buy here. You don't get to touch these moving averages often, and when you do, they usually hold up as the best areas or bounces. For instance, if you guys take a look at the S&P 500, the greatest dip buy you can ever have on the S&P 500 is a bounce play off the 50-month moving average. It bounces perfectly, and when it does, it has always, so far, led to the perfect dip buy. People always ask me, how did you buy in? And if you guys don't know, I bought in on the lowest day of the year back in April. I bought that right there because that was going to be my first entry as we start coming down to the 50-month moving average. So I bought in on the lowest day of the year, got a little lucky that it was the lowest day, but it was only because I saw we were coming down to the 50-month moving average, and that rarely happens. Rarely happens. So I said, you know what? I'm going after it, right? And the S&P 500, it was perfect. This is one of my best years ever for the S&P 500 and trading, again, my long-term retirement account. And that's just because we were able to get in at these, perfect bottoms. But for instance, if you want to take a look over on, let's say, NBIS, guys, this is a newer play. If this thing comes on down to the price of $65 or so, you have an incredible dip buy opportunity. If you see IREN, right? IREN, if this one comes on down towards around $25, you have an incredible dip buy opportunity. Just like Rocket Lab came on down to the 200-day moving average. You have an incredible dip buy opportunity. ASTS, trying to move itself on up. That 200-day moving average area is an incredible dip buy opportunity. OCLO could be that incredible dip buy opportunity right now, OKLO, right? You guys can see what we mean and what is happening at this time. So all great things just to be aware of. And again, the nice little list right here to help you guys on out. Now, if you guys didn't see this, this is what's making Rocket Lab go insane. It says to infinity and beyond. Rocket Lab lands biggest contract to date. On December 19th, the U.S. Space Development Agency announced that awards totaling $3.5 billion of the tracking layer Tranche 3 of the prolific warfighter space architecture. 4 companies, Lockheed Martin, Rocket Lab, North Group, and L3 Harris, each received contracts to build and operate 18 satellites for missing warning, tracking, and defense capabilities. So Rocket Lab's firm fixed price agreement has a total potential value of $805 million. Rocket Lab owns press release described as an $816 million prime contract. So basically what we have here, guys, is Rocket Lab did have this monster bounce. And it just seems like space stocks have been so hot. And you know what? I think space is awesome. Space is like so cool to me. I love space. I think space and rockets, it's like such a cool thing to want to invest in. And I know we started seeing a crazy amount of hype and momentum ever since SpaceX started coming out with their new IPO. SpaceX came out with their new IPO, or they didn't come out with it, announced their IPO or announced that they were going to have one in 2026. And since then, we've seen Rocket Lab go crazy because of so much hype and momentum. We've also seen, other than that, SATS go crazy. SATS actually has part ownership in Starlink. So we've seen this play, SATS, go crazy as they are a proxy to Starlink as well. So Rocket Lab, been insane, right? And that's one of the stocks to watch in 2026. It was a stock to watch throughout all of 2025. And again, we found this play all the way back in 2024, 2023. What is Rocket Lab up year to date? Rocket Lab year to date, 182%. What a beast move so far. Amazing. Now, what else do we have here, traders? It says this week's full schedule ahead. What do we have? It says at this time, volatility watch. These are some stocks that you guys want to be watching. Obviously, we're looking for that Santa Claus rally to see if we're going to be able to get some hype. Here are some IPO stocks to be able to watch as well. So make sure you guys go through this list, especially on this Monday and Tuesday, to be able to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll, and you guys are all good to go. We also do have some Bitcoin news coming on out at the time of 8:30. Big crypto treasury updates. So over the last 3 weeks, we have been seeing Tom Lee, BMNR, so BitMine, which is BMNR, this stock right here, come out with news at 8:30. We've also seen Michael Saylor come out with news at 8:30 every Monday as well. And today, they are expected to come out with how much Bitcoin and Ethereum they are currently holding. That means, did they sell any Bitcoin or Ethereum? Or does that mean, has they added any Bitcoin and Ethereum? Both stocks, to be honest with you guys, are again looking pretty shitty. There's no way around it. None of them look good at this moment, but hey, that could be a perfect dip buy opportunity. BMNR exploded when it first came out from $5 all the way up to around $170. It's now back down to $31. MSTR has gone from what, $100 up over $500 and then back on down to the price of $164. These plays have been smoked and cryptocurrencies hasn't been doing very well. But it would still be something to just be aware of and be watching at the time of 8:30. Other than that, we do have NVIDIA hits $10 billion free cash flow. So we do have NVIDIA hits again a $10 billion free cash flow. It has hit its record high of free cash flow. Now, when you have free cash flow, that's very good for a company. That's one of the best indicators for a strong, healthy company. And NVIDIA, even though it's lost a lot of its hype due to Google, due to Amazon, due to other people taking again some of that AI, momentum from it, it's still the most valuable company in the world. It's still one of the best of the best. I would still say every single person, you guys should be watching this. Now, I also say every single person over on Stock Twits right now, if you guys are watching and following us right here, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up. So if you guys are not live if you guys have not yet, make sure you guys hit that thumbs on up right here. And right now, you guys are all set, ready to go. Let's have ourselves an absolutely awesome day ahead. So I'm jacked on up, going to be an absolutely awesome day ahead with every single person. Now, let's also keep on going even more. What else do we want to be looking at? Well, guys, a lot of people say, all right, space is a very hot theme. It's a very hot theme right now. What are the best space stocks? Well, here you go. Here's an entire list of all the space stocks that you guys should be focusing on. Here is an entire list of every single space ecosystem there is, every little tiny trend, nick and cranny in, again, the fiber of time in the space equilibrium. Okay? That's what I want you guys to gauge right now. So these are all the different plays. You guys can be able to understand them, break them on down, make sure that you guys are all set. This is from commercialspace.org. You guys can look into it. But these are all publicly traded space stocks that you could start digging in and maybe find the next big ripper and runner. Maybe find the next big Rocket Lab type play. Maybe find the next big hot space trend, which is right around the corner. So, that is what I want you guys to gauge and definitely understand right here. You also do have a list of robotic stocks. So robotic plays, things that we want to be on top of. Notice again, like what this is all about right here, traders, is that we are about to head into a brand new year of 2026. We are about to head into a brand new, fresh time where every single person can change in every single way. It does not matter if you guys lost in 2025. 2026 is here. Make it your greatest year yet, right? That's what I want everyone going into. You literally have a brand new, fresh start in the next, again, 2 weeks where every single person is at zero. Make it your best year ever. You can do this. Here's again how every sector performs during the Santa Claus rally. And then other than that, gold hit brand new highs. So again, gold hit record highs. We know gold was insane back in August, and gold is continuously moving itself on up right now. So traders, seems like we're all set, ready to go. Let's get ourselves prepared right here and right now. JZXN comes out with news all the time. I really wouldn't touch JZXN. We do have, again, some main headlines of today. You guys can read into this, Google and, NVIDIA and some different things at this moment. But let's get ourselves fully prepared right now. It is 7:59 and 14 seconds, okay? Let's get ourselves ready to rock, and let's see if we can get a big press release at 8 o'clock. Let's try to nail a nice move, a nice spike, a nice rip, a nice run, and we'll be all set. JZXN is starting to move right here. 3-star press release. JZXN, 3-star press release, did come out with the word agreement. Agreement, and again, talks about $3 billion. So JZXN, let's see. Does this stock's kind of like, I'm telling you, it comes out with news so often, it's kind of like oversaturated. We see a lot of quick spikes and quick dumps. I would rather, to be frank with you, look for something, I'd rather look for something maybe a little bit better. I'm going to be looking for something that, it could be a little bit faster and hotter. Maybe if something can be able to continue to move itself on up or go on a quick spike and a quick dump. But guys, 8 o'clock is here. 8 o'clock is here right now. All eyes on the scanner. And the next 30 seconds, we're going to be seeing news come on out. We're looking for 3 stars. And again, we're looking for hot keywords, positive, agreements, contracts. We're looking for endpoints. We're looking for strong CEO statements. We're looking for things that can really get the people excited. So right now, traders, we're looking for, again, stocks to be able to come out with some hot news. Nothing coming out just yet at 8 o'clock, though. Just a little heads up. Here's the first little bit. And remember, it has to be lower floats. I'm only looking for stocks that are lower float plays between the price of 0 and 30 million. So again, that's why, again, we also don't have, let's say, a bajillion press releases. I just want the best of the best. Let's see if something can pick on up. Right now, the number one top gainer is AZI, which, again, has a little bit of hype. Doesn't have any news today. And then we do have, what, HX. HX, only a 55-cent stock. We had UNF. Look at UNF right now. UNF, guys, went from the price of 170 all the way up to 240. Did UNF, what's going on over here? I mean, this one also does have a $14 spread. You can't even trade this play. So having a $14 spread, I probably wouldn't even touch whatsoever. Guys, RNAZ, nope. Again, just talks about changing the board of directors. Jesse L saying, hey, my screen is blurry. Go to the bottom right-hand corner. Change the settings from, again, you're probably sitting on 240. It's change on over to 280. So just a little heads up for you. You can always click the settings right here. And if you're like, my screen's all blurry, help me. My screen's all blurry. Again, all you got to do is just go to quality and crank that thing on up, and you're going to be getting crystal clear quality. It's so straightforward. It's so simple. Come on! So you can always crank it on up as you want. Right now, kind of a slow little press release wave, though. Not much at 8 o'clock just yet. Not much at this moment. Not much I'm seeing just yet here. So I would say UNF. Keep your eyes peeled over on this play at this moment. We definitely want to see if we do get any sort of buying volume, see if we get any sort of hype and momentum. Right? I don't even see any sort of news. It says 6 days ago, I think, was the last press release over on UNF. We are getting a little JZXN hype. Now, we do know JZXN. This was the press release that came out right here. 3-star press release does have, signs an agreement for $3 billion. So we do have, again, signs an agreement for $3 billion over on JZXN. Stock's gone from $2 up to $2.50. We might be able to get a little bit of some possible shorts. What's the 13 EMA? 13 EMA on this play is up towards the price of 412. So, I mean, technically, we could just keep on spiking its way on up. It did have a solid press release. The only thing is JZXN is known. It's known to come out with a lot of news, and a lot of the news usually leads to quick spikes and quick dumps. All right? That's just what usually happens. So if you guys are interested on JZXN, honestly, I would only be looking for shorts. It would be JZXN. I would only be looking for shorts, most likely, I would say, like 5,000 shares. Inquire all about 5,000 shares. This would be about a $13,000 investment if I do short this play. Locate lowest, it would cost me $47 to short 5,000 shares. If this play starts getting up to the 260s, 270s, I will locate these shares. So if this play, if we start seeing again a spike up towards 250, 260, 270, we can go ahead and locate these shares and we'll be all set, ready to rock and roll, and we can, get after it. But, right now I don't want to spend 50 bucks if it's just going to be sitting, at this 250 mark. I would like to see a little squeeze and a little pop up here towards around like 270 or so, which is going to be closer towards that pre-market high. So I would be ready to rock and roll just in case this one ever does start squeezing, if this one ever does start spiking. If we do get that 250 break, I will look for a little bit of a look for a short, but it's just not worth it for me if it's only going to go from 240 down to 230, 240 down to 225, 225 back up to 240. I like having a little bit of better range. I like being able to make a little bit more like money than just that alone. So, that play, unfortunately, right now, not doing too much. AZI not doing too much. UNF right now, not doing, we'll keep our eyes peeled on it. SIDU. But hey, what's your favorite play today? What are you guys liking? What are you guys looking at? What do you guys think has the best potential at this moment? All I'm doing at this time is sitting back, staying smart. Don't want to put myself in any sort of bad position. Over the last few weeks, we have been absolutely on fire. We have been seeing massive breakouts. I am seeing SIDU as well. SIDU getting a little bit of attention right here. Does SIDU have any sort of big ripping and running towards it? Let's go ahead and check it on out. If we go over here, SIDU, click again, SIDU, head on over here towards news. And Friday was the last press release. So Friday, this 25 million in float stock, SIDU does announce CEO Carol Craig. Again, doesn't mean anything to me. Over on last Wednesday again, 12-10, successful commissioning. Again, what's today, guys? Today's the 22nd, right? It's Christmas Eve. Okay? We're nowhere even near this. So SIDU at this time, no new alerts either. SIDU at this moment here, traders, just a little heads on up. We're getting a little bit of spiking. We're getting a little bit of action right here. We got a little bit of momentum. And it seems like that momentum is coming from Friday. So this is more from the Friday news of them getting a new board member, that Carol lady. So I do not know who that lady is. I do not know, but maybe again, it's getting investors excited. It's like a new draft pick, right? That's how sometimes I think about these stocks. I think about these stocks as sometimes when they bring in a new board of directors or a new person, it's like, hey, it's like, you drafting a brand new quarterback. It's like, oh yeah, we get excited now. Investors, you must understand the stock market, traders, isn't that complicated. I know it seems complicated with all these algorithms, with all these things that are going on, with all these press releases and numbers and indicators and all these charts. All the stock market is, it's one big emotion gauge. That's all it is. Why do stocks go up? Because people buy them and sell them. That's all it is. There's no other exterior force that's making stocks go up or down. It's from, again, people. You and I. It's about firms and hedge funds of people who buy stocks that they believe are good. It's all one big emotional test. Hey, I like that play. Yeah, I like that play. I buy that play. Oh, I don't like that play. Oh, I hate that play. I'm selling that play. Stocks move up, yes, because of good news. Yes, because of good PE ratios and good fundamentals and good business and partnerships. But they move up because those things lead to high emotional value to us as investors. If you want to think about the stock market in 10 different ways, whatever helps you best, that's what I want you guys to think about it. If you want to invest in a good, positive, fundamentally sound companies, do that. If you want to invest into momentum stocks with low floats, do that. If you want to invest by understanding that, hey, I'm just going to find good, credible companies and look for bounce plays off indicators that I already showed you on the daily chart or, again, weekly moving averages, do that. If you want to say, hey, I think about the stock market differently than other people, I think about it as, I just see it as I try to focus on the general public and how do they perceive that play. It's all emotional. When people are happy, stocks go up. When people are upset, stocks go down. That's a true fact. So the thing is, I understand right here, SIDU. I understand, of course, taking a look at the S&P 500. I understand looking over on these plays, what maybe you want to be focusing on. So we are watching for the S&P 500. For the next 1 or 2, 3 days here, can we go on some sort of crazy rip and rally? Can we go on some sort of crazy play? Can we go on some sort of crazy run right now? Right? When we take a look over on SIDU, when we take a look over on the S&P 500, what I do want you guys to be on top of is the plain fact that we do have this, right? We do have, let me scroll on down here a little bit more. Here's how every sector of the S&P 500 performed during the Santa Claus rally. Now, if you guys do not know what the Santa Claus rally, the official Santa Claus rally is the last 5 trading days of December. Okay? Last 5 trading days of December here. So the last 5 trading days are going to be considered, let me see, today, tomorrow, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday. So yeah, it's basically this week into next week, right? That's what we have here. What is, let's say, the best? What is the best return? Percentage of the best return? 72, 72, 72, 69, 69, 61. What is this? The S&P 500. Okay, so the S&P 500 on average right here has a 72% chance of running 0.84%. Okay? Does that make sense, everyone? So the S&P 500 has the best percentage to go green over the next 5 days and run about 0.84%. If we want to take a look at the materials sector, materials has a 72% chance and running about 1.47%. If you guys want to take a look at finances, 72% to run about 96%. But then we start dropping on down lower and lower and lower and lower, where we get to consumers or utilities or industrials, right? We definitely want to keep our eyes peeled on this. So if you're saying right now, hey, I want to play the odds the best I can, I want to get the best return I possibly can. Well, the best returns are going to be this one, which is going to be materials. And it's going to be this one right here, 1.35%, which would be technology. Those are the biggest returns in the Santa Claus rally. Technology, and on top of that, materials. But technology only gives you a return during the Santa Claus rally 63% of the time. Over on materials, you have it 72% of the time, and it's slightly bigger. So what I would probably do if I were you would go to finviz.com. And again, if you really want to, just take a look at this heat map right here. And just take a look at the materials section. And say, okay, hey, basic materials right here. These are going to be some of the best performing stocks in the materials sector, where we have a 70% chance that we're going to have about a 1.35% return over the next 5 days. These are maybe some stocks that you guys want to be focusing on and looking at. So all I do when I study, when I try to do things, is put pieces of the puzzle together to make myself the best trader that I possibly can be by understanding the history of the stock market. No, I cannot predict the future, guys. I can't. I cannot predict the future. But what I can do is, again, put things together to kind of get the best overall understanding, to get the best overall value, for me to be able to say, hey, you know what? This makes sense. I want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll so that you guys are becoming better traders every single day. Okay? I like to be able to understand, yes, what is hot right now, but I also like to understand fundamentals. And not only understand fundamentals, I like to understand the past and how, again, things react during certain times. And of course, when we take a look at the S&P 500 here, we know the final 5 days are here. We know, again, the Santa Claus rally is coming on up. We know, again, there is a chance that the S&P 500 is about to rally all the way up to 690. We know that last week, guys, we ran all the way on up towards around that price. Or we had better than inflation data, right? We had better inflation data than we knew, right? That's incredible. That's absolutely awesome. That's absolutely fantastic in every single way. So again, the S&P 500, great job, great work. Inflation, Jerome Powell, great job, great work. Federal Reserve, great job, great work. Trump, great job, great work. You know, we're just trying to get ourselves on a good standpoint going into 2026, and record highs is a great way to do it. So that is where we're currently sitting. That is where we're currently at. That is what we're currently focused on as we get ourselves ready to rock and roll. Now, over the last week or so, we have been able to make some very good profits, right? We didn't really make anything, I believe, over on Friday. I think we made like $80. It wasn't really anything too great, too solid. But I know last Wednesday, we made $854, right? Monday, we made $2,253. Tuesday, made $2,116. Wednesday, made $854. And then again, it was a little bit more quiet on Thursday and Friday. So if you guys ever want to see my previous P&Ls, I always post them all with, again, the entries and exits and the time so that you guys can be able to rewatch every single one of them. And then again, Monday was our big day where we made, again, 2,000. But, you know, it just comes on down to breaking down every single one of these stocks, making sure that we're getting in at the right areas. Right now, we haven't seen anything worth our time yet. We know AZI is here, but is AZI really worth our time? The answer is no. right? Is HXHX a 56-cent stock? I'm not seeing even any sort of news. Not really, no, right? CMCT, is this stock worth our time at this moment? And the answer is no, not yet. I'm not sitting here saying we're not going to trade, but I am sitting here and saying wait for a better opportunity. I am sitting here and saying wait for a stock that's going to look a little bit better, that's going to step itself on up in a little bit more of an easier way for you. I want you guys to put yourself in the best potential possible. So make sure that you guys are all set. Make sure you guys are all good. Make sure you guys are doing things the right way. Make sure you guys are putting yourself in the best potential possible. All right? So right here, traders, no forcing, staying smart, making sure we're doing everything right, making sure, again, we're putting ourselves in the best plays that we need, and coming out on top right here. So we do got about another 15 minutes until the next press release wave. Until then, I do want to be able to just drop some links for all you guys so that you guys are all set, ready to get after it, ready to make this money, and ready to keep on crushing it. So number one, what I do want you guys to be on top of is, of course, my scanners. If you guys are interested in getting the same exact scanners I have, hey, I want to be able to get the charts, and I want to be able to get these little boxes right here. Just a heads up, this is from Trade Ideas. If anyone buys Trade Ideas right now on the Christmas sale, make sure you guys send me a receipt and I will send you guys my scanner codes. What are scanner codes? Scanner codes are, you go here and I go to load from cloud, and these are like where I have all my scanner setups. So I have my pre-markets, my after hours, my live trading scanners, all that good stuff right there. All I ask, though, is that you guys do use my link so that, again, I do get a little credit for it. And if you guys can, they are having a Christmas sale right now. You guys can go ahead, get 30% off, and you guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll, ready to get after it. I will be, again, dropping this over in on the YouTube over on StockTwits right now. So make sure that you guys go ahead, click that link right there. I just dropped it over in Tradecaster and over on Trade Ideas for you. If the link does not work, you guys can just type in the word Dekmar at checkout, and you guys will be all good as well. So again, Dekmar for 30% off at checkout. And that is over on Trade Ideas so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. Let me actually just get you the Christmas sale. So you guys can actually go ahead, click that link right there. You guys will be all set, ready to get after it, ready to go, and be able to make some good money, make some good cash right here. All right, next on up. Other than that, though, traders, we also do have a Fox Runner. Oh, a little heads on up, VELO. Did that one just get a little bit of rip and run? We did just get a little private placement right there. Quick little spike and rip and run. Looks like it just had that little rip and just kind of dump right back on down over on VELO. Let me switch my scanners back on out as well so that you guys are all ready to get after it here. But it seems like VELO had a quick little spike and just kind of came, crashing right back on down. Yeah, VELO, quick spike, quick dump. Not even worth their time right there. All right, so that's not even worth it in any sort of way. Next on up here, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are ready to rock and roll, you guys can go ahead and get Fox Runner. That's the stock that shows me all the news. That gives me all, again, the heads on up every single day. The analyst gives me all the congressional trading, all what Nancy Pelosi's buying and selling. You guys do have the watch list app as well. You guys can download this on your phone, get everything sent to you so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll right there. Fox Runner is having a Christmas sale as well. They are, again, doing, I believe I don't know what it is, actually. I think it's 25% off so that you guys can go ahead and check that on out at this moment. So, again, Fox Runner, that is live right here. Make sure you guys head on over, download the app. You guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll, get everything on your phone, get everything sent to you, and you guys will be all ready to get after it right here. You guys also do get a free investing guide. So if you guys want to sign up to Fox Runner, that is all set, live, ready to rock and roll. And I don't know if their Christmas sale is live just yet, but I know they are having one and doing 25% off. So make sure that you guys go ahead and check that on out so that you guys are all ready to rock. So Fox Runner, incredible. Trade ideas, incredible. You guys also do have right here, what is my broker? How am I able to short every single one of these plays? How am I able to get myself involved so quickly on every single one of these stocks? Well, that again is all from right here. That is going to be over on Cobra. Cobra, guys, is my go-to brokerage. Cobra is absolutely incredible. I'm going to give you guys a link, and if you guys sign up to Cobra, they will give you free trade ideas, and they will give you on top of that free Fox Runner as well. You guys do need $20,000 to sign up to Cobra. They are a premium broker, but what I will say is, again, they are the best of the best. You guys will get free commissions, free platform, free trade ideas, free Fox Runner. You guys will get you guys will get shorting. You guys will have everything that I have. So if you guys have not yet, make sure you guys come on over. You can also use the word Dekmar to be able to get access to that as well. And you guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll. If you say I sent you, they will give you free trade ideas, free Fox Runner, free everything. So make sure that you guys are all set, ready to get after it, ready to have some fun, and ready to make some money over there. Last but not least, guys, One Stop Prop is having their Christmas sale. You guys already know Santa for, again, 30% on off. So again, you guys can go ahead and use One Stop Prop having their Christmas sale. Get 30% on off. You guys will be all good. Get funded. Become a trader. If you guys do not have money, say, hey, I want to get an extra $50,000. Hey, I want to get $100,000. You can go ahead, sign, and get funded. Take the test. The way this works is, again, I want to get funded $100,000. You sign up for the $100,000 account. It's going to cost you $488. You guys will get 30% because it is Christmas time as well. You have to pass the test. What's the test? You got $100,000 of fake money. After you prove that you can make money, what do you have to do? You have to make $8,000 before you lose $12,000. If you can make $8,000 before you lose $12,000, they give you $100,000 to trade with. So that's how prop firms work. If you guys want to, get funded, and you guys can start trading right away. So you guys can go ahead and get funded. You guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll, which means, again, if I don't have a lot of money, sign up with, again, a small amount of money, get funded, make that cash, and you guys will be all set, ready to get after it. So right here, traders, you guys do have trade ideas. You guys do have Fox Runner. You guys do have Cobra, and you guys do have One Stop Prop if you guys are interested. Also, last but not least, come on over here to tradecaster.com. Watch me live stream every single day. And again, make sure you guys come over here, take advantage of, again, the Christmas sales that are going to be going on. So if you guys, again, want to be part of my team, watching me trade every single day, make sure you guys come on over here to tradecaster.com, get after it, and let's have ourselves an absolute blast. Other than that, we are only about 10 minutes away from a brand new press release wave of 8:30. Let's kind of do it together, that 8:30 wave, and let's see if we can get anything taken on off. Let's see if we can get anything good. Let's see if we get any sort of big-time breakouts and spikes. Placement is one of those key words to me. Guys, I can't tell you how many times we've seen the word placement and we see massive rips, runs, spikes, and climbs. We've seen massive breakouts so that you guys are all good, ready to get after it. So I want to make sure every single person is all set here, all good here, and becoming the best trader we could possibly be. Becoming the best trader, doing everything right. 821 in the market at this time. AZI at this moment. HX, UNF. And also, just a heads up, I am looking around at this time, making sure that we are all good. Also, a little heads up for every single person. We just have a couple little moments right here. I always don't mind in any way being open, honest, credible, transparent with people. What I will say is a lot of times, obviously, I use the scanners that I use because I think they are the absolute best. That's what I use. I use Cobra because I have never found a broker that has given me more shorts. I use, again, trade ideas because they have been excellent. I've used them for the last 10 years. They have never given me any sort of issues. I use Fox Runner because it literally gives me the answers. So with every single one of these companies, and especially if for any company that you guys like, even if it's these, a great little side income along with your trading is always going to just be little heads up if you guys support those companies. So a great way that a lot of people with larger followings, and a great thing that you guys can do as well, is sign up. Sign up to, again, the Trade Ideas affiliate program. And it's very simple. It's very easy. if you guys, if you guys get a link, and every single time someone uses your link and buys trade ideas, you get 20% of it. So let's say, make it very easy. If all of a sudden trade ideas is $100 and someone uses your link and buys it, you get $20 in commission. You basically get a small commission. Now, why is that great? Well, that's great because, again, you can go ahead and be able to make a side income. So it's awesome if you, let's say, make YouTube videos and you say, hey, check out the link below for trade ideas. And guess what? You click it, people buy it, and you get a little commission. Imagine if you go on Google and you write a Google review and you give it 5 stars and you say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and get a commission. So the thing is, every single company, yes, I want to support them. I want to support Cobra. I want to support Trade Ideas. I want to support Fox Runner. But it's also very nice to be able to get a small little commission as well. And you guys can do that as well. Every single person can go ahead and do it. Trade Ideas gives you 20% commission. I know Fox Runner is a little bit more insane. Let me bring it up over here. Fox Runner, if you guys want to do this, it's the start earning button right here. If you guys click it up here, you actually get 80% commission, which is like kind of nuts. So right here, traders, you get, how much do you get paid for bringing Fox Runner new members? One customer, 80%. So Fox Runner, $69.99. So again, you'll get $56 for every person you bring. And then it's also reoccurring. So it says if you bring 100 people to Fox Runner, they will pay you $5,600 for that 1 month. Then every month following, you get paid $1,400 a month. So, along with trading, along with, again, your side incomes, being able to do this is an absolutely awesome little side gig as well. So just, I want to help you guys on out. I want to make you guys, again, a little bit more income as well. But there is nothing wrong in any sort of way with, again, getting some side hustles. All right. Sometimes, again, I'll be trading stocks and people be like, do you make all your money from, again, trading? Do you make every single dollar in your life from trading? No, not at all. Not even close. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I make $1 bajillion from stock trading and that's it. Do I make some money, of course, by, again, using some affiliate links? Absolutely. Do I make some money, of course, by, again, doing some YouTube videos? Absolutely. Do I make, again, some money every now and then doing this or that? Absolutely, guys. Right? Let me tell you something right here. The average millionaire has 7 different incomes. 7. You know why? Because if you have 7 different incomes, it's a whole lot more than just one income. Ask yourself right now, how many incomes do you have? I'm going to say 80% of people right now are going to sit there and say, I have 1 income. I have my 9 to 5. Imagine if you multiplied that by 7. It's very rare that people become a millionaire from one stream of income. That means, again, that one stream is extremely successful. You know what most people have is maybe $80,000, maybe $120,000. Maybe, again, one is $20,000, one is $60,000, one is $50,000, maybe one is $100,000 from 7 different incomes, right? And that's how over time you could be able to make, millions of bucks. So again, if I'm trading and I'm making, let's say, $100,000 a year from trading, that's amazing. And let's say, again, from affiliates, I'm making, again, $40,000 a year. And maybe from, again, long-term investments, that's something else. And maybe from, again, the chat, that's something else. Maybe from, donations or whatever, that could be something else. But I definitely always want to be open, honest, credible, transparent, show you guys every single thing that you possibly need. And again, I just like, telling you, what helps me, and that could hopefully help you as well. So let's make sure. So you guys are all good. But yes, guys, right now it is 8:27, making sure that you guys are all set ready to rock. All right. Let's get ready for the 8:30 press release wave. And the only reason I was going over all that as well is all of them are great scanners and all of them do have Christmas sales. So trying to just help you guys on out, get yourself some Christmas sales. Now, we have 8:30 at this moment. We're waiting to see again what, the next rip is, the next spike is, the next pop is going to be. In the next 2 minutes, we will have our next press release wave coming on up. We don't have anything that's going ballistic just yet. We have HXHX, which is trying to slowly grind. HXHX, little heads on up. You are going to have strong resistance coming up at the 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average is going to be the next target. 50-day moving average is going to be the ultimate goal, which is going to be 73 cents on this play. AZI, anything right there? No. CMCT? No. UNF? No. SIDU? No, no, no. All right, traders. Hey, last but not least right here. If you guys haven't just yet, smash that thumbs on up. If you guys haven't just yet, make sure that you guys are all set, ready to get after this day. We have, again, about 2 minutes left here. 2 minutes until that 8:30 press release wave, and we are looking to see if we can get a massive breakout, massive spike, massive rip, and massive run. I want to see if we can get, something to wake up the board here. I'm ready to go. Now, also expect that most plays today, just expect that today, that most plays today are most likely going to be doing what? Going quick rip and probably dump back on down, right? We haven't seen anything, kind of spike and hold just yet. But, let's see if we get, in the next minute or so, the next run and rip and climb. 8:30 press release right around the corner here. Come on now. Let's get something good. All right, traders. So again, just a little reminder, news is always 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30. We don't know how much news we're going to get on this Christmas week, right? We know that. We don't know how much news we are going to get on this Christmas week. But at the same time, we are taking advantage the best we possibly can today and tomorrow. All right, guys, 8:30's here. All eyes right now, making sure that we're all set. Come on, let's see if we get anything. 8:30. There's that big, BMNR news, right? We know that BMNR, that play was getting some hype. HYMC has to is a mining stock that has to do with silver. Silver and gold is hitting brand new record highs, which is why HYMC is getting some hype towards it. So HYMC getting some hype towards this play from silver. BMNR is talking about right now how much Ethereum they're holding on to at this moment. Not really anything there just yet though. We want to find that low float runner on the day, that low float spiker, that low float climber, that low float ripper and runner here. Right now, we just haven't had any news just yet. Remember, we need something to spark that play. MTVA regains compliance. MTVA regains compliance. No sort of hyper momentum just there yet. So again, we have to keep on waiting and keep staying patient. We could be as greedy as we want. We could be as gambly as we want. We could just throw money around and hope for the best. But that's not how we're going to have long-term success. That's just not how we're going to have long-term success. We have to, again, be smarter than that. So sitting back, waiting and watching. Unfortunately, again, news is a little bit low. Why? Because, again, we have a very short week. We have today and tomorrow, and that's it. Christmas Eve, the stock market's open for a half day, but guess what? Not many people are going to be trading. Christmas, the stock market's closed, and probably no one's going to show up the Friday between Christmas and the weekend. On top of that, next week, we have, again, Monday and Tuesday, but then we have New Year's Eve. Not many people are going to be trading. We have New Year's, stock market's closed, and probably no one's going to be showing up between the days of New Year's and the weekend. So we have today and tomorrow to trade, but that does not mean we're going to have mass amount of press releases and breakouts. So it is a little bit of like your Christmas winter break right now. But guys, little heads on up. SIDU. SIDU did just come out with a press release right here. Awarded a contract under missile defense. So SIDU might pick up a little bit of steam right here, as it did just come out with a 3-star press release talking about awarded a contract. Awarded a contract right here, getting, again, missile defense. SIDU has been one of the best plays so far at this moment. Now starting to squeeze and spike. How high can this one get up to? I would still short this play if we ever see it up towards around like 179, 180. Just because, I think any overextended move is just not going to be able to hold up very well today. So SIDU did just have, again, awarded a contract. under missile defense agency, which is what's leading towards a little bit of this green candle right here, trying to squeeze and spike. All eyes should be on SIDU at this time. Let's see if it can pop up like 10 cents or so. If it can pop up like 10 cents, I'll go after it. So if SIDU can kind of get a little bit of buying volume underneath its belt, I'm going to give this a chance to see if we can get a little bit of a squeeze and reversal back on down. SIDU right here. So again, if you're not good and you can't see it right here either, you guys can always, again, look at the analyst alerts, and the analyst alerts are always going to post it, very very as well. All right, guys, SIDU still trying to climb on up here a little bit. I would say, again, 179, 180. I might be looking for a little bit of a short here over on this play. Just because I think a lot of plays, might just get if we do get little pops, everything's going to have a little bit of a pullback right back on down. Any little pop is just going to have a little pullback. Any little pop is just going to have some resistance. Any little pop is just going to get a little reversal. Let's see if we can pop on up here a little bit higher, guys. SIDU, not in on anything just yet. Just little heads on up. All my positions are still 0 out of 0. We did just, have this like 50% rip and run. Let's see. First entry might be getting filled here soon. I want to get filled at 179 into the 180s and then reverse back down towards, again, that 179 up in the 180s and then reverse back on down towards like the 167 mark. So again, I do have entries, as you guys see, 179, 181, 184, 187, 189. I'm trying to get filled at these prices. I'm only about a penny away. Actually, again, it came up to 179, but there must have been multiple orders there because I didn't get filled. So you guys could see all my different orders right here trying to get filled on this play at that top mark, to be able to see, again, a little bit of reversal back on down and start seeing some weakness. Best thing would be maybe get 2, 3, 4,000 shares, see a nice 10, 15 cent drop, make, again, a quick little $600, $700. Oh, guys, are we actually turning, though, right now? Look at this. We're starting to turn and fade a little bit right now. Right where, again, I wanted to get filled, 179. I literally had an entry at 179. I didn't get filled on it. So 179 is the high of the day. Stock is starting to get a little bit of a red candle, starting to drop its way back on down as we speak right here. See if that thing can pop itself back on up. We might still get it. There's 179 again. Guys, just got my first entry at 179. First entry just got filled at 179. Second entry just got filled at 182. Cost basis now 180. 180 cost basis, guy. 2,000 shares on the short side. SIDU has gone from the price of around that 136 mark up towards around 180. I have, again, 2,000 shares at this moment, at the price of 180 at this right here. Let's see if this thing is going to get a little bit of that reversal. But again, I have entries all the way up towards around that 190 mark if I do get filled up towards around those tops as well. I do think there is a great chance that we do start seeing a little bit of reversals and fades and drops. I just don't think much is going to hold up today. That's kind of my thought process, that, nearly every single thing that spikes is probably going to come back on down. And we are having 2,000 shares at this moment. We are in at, let's just make this nice and crispy clear. My entry is at the blue line, and I am betting that the stock is going to fall. SIDU, 2,000 shares on the short side at the price of 180. Looking to see if the stock is going to be able to turn, reverse, and fade and fall. I do have more shares that I will add in the 184s, 187s, 189s, and again, continue to be able to load up on a nice little cost basis and see if we can get a nice little reversal. What would be a nice little target? Nice little target would be probably back on down towards like the 165-ish mark. And see if, again, we can keep on dropping, fading, and start, going back on down towards those bottoms right there. So that's kind of where I'm at this moment. Guys, unfortunately, I'm kind of overdoing my limit over on StockTwits. StockTwits, guys, I usually have to go until, again, the time of, 8:30-ish or so. But I will say right here, I am going to be going live over on my YouTube channel. So I will be going live over on my YouTube channel, making sure that we're all set, ready to rock and roll. So I'm jumping off StockTwits right now. I'm going to head on over to my YouTube channel. I'll go live there. We'll pick up this trade, and we'll start going and seeing what we have next. Sound like a good plan? So keeping you guys updated on everything. I'm in at 183, 4,000 shares. And if this stock, again, I got one more potential entry left, where would you get out of this play? Probably a $2 break. So if I don't see you guys and we get above $2, that's probably where I will get out. Little heads up for you guys, okay? So I am in right now, just a little heads up for every single person. Just want to be open, honest, credible, transparent. If for some reason I cannot see you guys in the next 5-10 minutes and this thing breaks $2, I will be getting out. Stop loss will be at $2, okay? So just want to be open, honest, credible, and transparent as always. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going live in about 5 minutes, and I'll see you guys back here very soon. Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you, Stock Twits. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys.